Yeah, we're changing it around. How you doing, boss? But from what I see, it's more so the mother labeling the father. You see, as a father myself, we understand that women are supposed to have children, relationships with their children. We understand it. We're okay with it. But for some reason, women, when it comes to children have a relationship with their fathers, there's a lot of fathers saying that these women are trying to stop that. You guys need to check that channel out, because that channel resonates with me. It resonates with the stuff that I consult men on consistently. So there's a video on there, Jesse, that I want to play these people, and I want everybody to have a look at this.
Let me see the kids. He could have called me and asked me, but he did not call me.
Judge, every time she gets an attitude with me, the first thing she do is she slap on her bulletproof vest, which is all 5 of my kids, and she say, well, if you can't get along with me, or if you don't do what I say, you will never see your kids again. You will never see your kids again.
Mrs. Drew, let me say this. You doing your children a disservice. Children that who have a father who wants to be active and involved have a right to have them in their lives, and you got to make it easy for them. You have no right to make them fatherless. The girls are going to go out with the first guy they see because they don't have a dad at home that makes them feel like the princess. The dudes are just going to go wild, and because they don't have, when they're teenagers, they don't have a man in the house that does a little bit of this when they get a little gruff and angry. Because I know I've had 6 sons. I know when they get crazy, I step back and my husband step forward. So you don't have that right, and I want you to be very, very clear about that. You do not have the right to do that to your children. I don't care the way you like him or not. At no point in time should any parent say anything negative to their children about the other parent. I don't care what's going on. I don't care what's happening. You are destroying their foundation, their security, their need to have 2 stable parents, and you don't have that right. Neither one of you. I don't know if you're doing it or not, but I know you are. Because I know how you behave in here.
No, I'm not
hey. Inappropriate, grossly incorrect, and don't let it happen again.
And it's really weird.
Especially in the black community.
Especially in the black community.
When you need to do, you guys
over 70% of the black community is now single mothers.
Yes, and no dads, and sometimes dads are just, invisible. Yeah. You're right, and what I find as well, there's a lot of women, the marriage system, where I find it funny. Where's the marriages?
Yeah.
What's going
marriage
on with that?
Marriage is down the drain now.
And I find that there's a lot of mixed culture, where black and white sort of thing is quite high. On both sides, women, I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
Maybe the men have lost faith in the women, and the women are just going along with it or something. But I noticed
I think it's what the environment is promoting as well.
This environment?
Yes.
What
the environment, the government,
Caribbean,
this like environment. No, I'm talking
I'm actually going to answer a question, because from what I've seen, a lot of black women, the younger generation, to me, are out of control.
Yeah,
they're out of control.
You're right. I think
I'm gonna actually ask. I was like, why are so many young black women out of control?
Yeah,
they just want to have sex with everyone.
And craziness.
They're just craziness.
It's the media. Earlier, I'm going back about 10 years, right? I saw a program on it's a regular program that comes on TV. It was on TV at that time. And there wasn't so much internet business going on at that time. And what it's called, I don't want to get it wrong. It's to do with parents and children, and the children are.
They go on holiday.
They go on holiday.
And I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And they were these kids were just doing what they want to do when they go on holiday. Just having sex with anybody, being open about it, just having fun. I think it comes from a camp of where they've been taught to just have freedom and just be themselves and so on and so forth. And it gets out of control. And from then, where especially in the African community and the Caribbean community, you have your children under certain wraps, and you're keeping them on a certain discipline. When that came out, everybody just let loose. They just was out of control. I think it's called something out of control.
I know the program.
Yeah, and they go to abroad and they do. And they're very intelligent, and they're brought up right, and they're brought up in you know, families that's disciplined, mother and father is there and stuff. But they just painted this picture. I don't know if it was a camouflage. I don't know if it was a signal to make sure that the kids in the black community react that way.
I
And it was a pretend thing.
It basically shows that no matter how well you try to bring up your child, with the environment changes, they can change.
That's what I'm telling you. So from then on,
and then
I noticed a change.
Look like you're upset.
Yeah, from then on, from then on, I noticed a change in the young people's behavior and attitudes. I noticed that
because this is what the environment is promoting.
There you go. So they've learned it. They're from here. They're not from, you know, they brought up here. The standard is about part of this country. And so they felt like they have to express themselves in the wild way as well.
I mean, if you look at the proportion of African families that are moving over here, especially for the care work and things like that, they've been coming over to you. When they bring their family, the children get to the stage they get pregnant. They don't get to go to universities anymore. Whereas if they were back home, their education will continue.
Everything will be firm.
But when they get here, they explode, they become out of control. The early pregnancy, they don't listen to the parents.
She knows your weak spot is your children. She knows that. And the thing is with men and women is that we don't fight the same. You see, men can meet each other on the battlefield and they can fight it out. Women have to use lies, manipulation, and control when it comes to a man because they can't use these. And so the only way in which they can control a man is with his children. And so she will go to the lengths that a man won't go to when it comes to the children, because she wants to make you feel bad. She wants to get under your skin. She knows that the only way she can actually control you is to use the thing that you love the most, or the things that you love the most, which are your children. You have one task as a man, and I'm saying this from experience in the guys that I consult. The one task you have is to not engage in the game. Now, it may sound a little bit harsh. It may sound a little bit wrong. But when I say don't engage in the game, I mean this. If you engage in her game, she now has you where she wants to have you. She can now manipulate you with the children. She can say you can't see them, you can see them. She can go and tell her friends, her father, her mother, whatever it is. It is all there to try and get under your skin. That's all it's there for, guys, okay? So for all the fathers that are going through situations like this, I would say this: don't engage in the game. And sometimes you may have to get stronger in it and say, you know what, I might not see my children for a while. Because the term narcissist is thrown around a lot. It's thrown around a lot nowadays. And from what I can see when I consult a lot of these men is that narcissistic traits live with a lot of women who have children and use them as pawns against the father. They have a lot of narcissistic traits. And one of the things to do to a narcissist is to cut them off. They don't have any contact with you whatsoever. None. They don't hear from you. You don't email them. You don't text them. It may sound harsh. You can talk to your children if you want, but you don't engage in their game. And when that happens, guys, I'm telling you, this is me speaking from experience and listening to all these guys and seeing it myself. You are going to be contacted by people who you have no idea existed. You're going to be contacted by the uncle. You're going to be contacted by the father, by the friend, by someone's going to contact you and say, hey, you know what? So-and-so told me about this and blah, blah, blah. I think you guys should do this for the kids and blah, blah, blah. Don't engage. Do not engage. That is her way of trying to get you back in to her energy field. What you must do is stay out of her energy field. Now, I know that sounds harsh. Jesse, what do you think?